Hello there, and welcome to Cursed with Knowledge, where we aim to educate, motivate, and above all, enlighten. I'm your host, Enoch Mountain Lovo. This episode is the second part of a two-part series on expanding your radius. So if you haven't seen part one, I recommend that you stop right here and go back and watch that first episode, because this episode is built on what we shared in that episode. The link is in the description. In part one, we explained what influence is, and we even took time to distinguish it from other social devices like power. Then we talked about why it is better to have a wider radius of influence. So today we close this by finally talking about how exactly you can expand your radius. So catch me on the other side as we break this down. First things first, it's important to understand that you do not expand your radius of influence on people by manipulating them or changing them. If you are going to expand your radius, the changes should be focused on you. In the first part of the series, we demonstrated how influence is like gravity. Remember how the object or the center of gravity doesn't actually do anything to the objects around it to draw them close? It just sits there in space-time, and natural laws do all the work. That is how influence should work. You build yourself and influence starts to grow. This can best be summarized in this line from the movie Field of Dreams.
If you build it, he will come. If you build it, he will come.
That line has become very popular over the years, although it now has a Mandela effect on it, and so it is much more commonly phrased as build it and they will come. It's often used in frontier businesses. In fact, it is said that the United Arab Emirates started the economic diversification campaign on that very slogan. This was Dubai in the 1990s, and then they built it and the world came. So let's look at a few points on how you can build it as a way for you to expand your radius. Number one, you do you. I have painfully come to understand that you are most attractive as yourself. Trying to be what you're not makes you unattractive. It may seem like you're attracting more people when you pretend to be something you're not, but that is superficial attraction, and people usually get over it. People like originality and uniqueness. So the more you try to fit in or be like someone else, the more unattractive you make yourself. Being yourself is also important because it takes the pressure off you. The pressure to impress goes away because you're not trying to look like anything other than yourself. What's more, you can then dedicate your mental and physical resources to other more relevant endeavors. In fact, not being yourself and trying to impress and demonstrate your worth doesn't work in your favor for the following reasons. One, it actually shifts you from influence to other devices. Influence is persuasion through inspiration, absent of manipulation and control. When you pretend to be something else to gain influence, you actually shoot yourself in the foot and you drift away from your goal, because now you are scheming and socially bribing your way to controlling other people's actions towards you. That is not influence. Two, you become something out of your comfort zone. While it is necessary to operate out of your comfort zone as a means of expanding your abilities and your skills, there is a difference between operating out of your comfort zone and becoming something out of your comfort zone. One is a change of external environment, the other is a change of internal state. The former is beneficial, the latter is damaging. And while we seek to change and develop ourselves, it is important to not lose that which fundamentally defines us and sets us apart from other people. Consider this example. There was absolutely nothing wrong with this guy pursuing Christina in that movie. Everyone likes to punch above their weight sometimes. And for the most part, actually, he was more successful than he thought he was. But the moment he lost his geek mind and started to pretend to be the player that he actually wasn't, things fell apart faster than he could pull his pants up. So you can change what is outside, but never let what is outside change that which is inside you and sets you apart. The third and last reason why pretending to be what you're not actually frustrates your influence expansion process is that you risk attracting people that you don't actually want. When you are not yourself, you start to attract things and people that don't align with who you really are. For instance, I am a rock-loving, open-minded, liberal science geek with a skeptical thirst for knowledge, a personality fueled by high-octane intuition, a limited understanding of millennial slang, and little interest in pop culture. If I choose to expand my radius by changing myself into something like this so as to fit in and appeal to a wider crowd, or I decide to act like a conservative individual with radical principles just to impress the more close-minded people around me, I will not only fail hopelessly in my attempt, but I will also make myself miserable. Worst of all, I will not attract the like-minded people that I need in my network. It will be like Leonard watching a football game.
I wouldn't mind if you wanted to go fly kites with Sheldon.
No, but I'll watch the end of the game. Besides, there's only 3 minutes left.
Until halftime.
This is just half? We've been here for hours.
And you're gonna be here for a couple more.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No.
Nice meeting all of you.
The second thing you need to do to expand your radius is to start with what you have. It is a common mistake to wait until you have more resources, more time, more opportunities, more favorable conditions before you can do what you want to do and reach out to the world. Problem is that opportunity will never come. There will never be a moment when all the parts fall in place and the conditions are perfect. And because of this, people keep postponing their debut. I found this meme a few months ago and it resonated painfully because I had been postponing something over and over again in the name of ideal conditions. So start with what you have. Seeds become shoots, then seedlings, then trees by using the resources that they have already in them and interacting with the environment around them. So whatever it is that you have, all you have to do is expand and project it outward and beyond yourself. For example, if you sing and you want to reach more people, stop doing this. 'Cause I need to know now what because. And instead start doing a lot more of this.
Ooh, damn it. I saw you walking by. I just had to say hi.
You don't need a large auditorium, a large stage, a studio, or an opportunity to feature at a concert before you can start reaching to people around you. Which leads us to the next point. Reach out to the people closest to you first. Don't focus on the masses in far places. Start with the people closest to you, the ones that are right at the edge of your current radius. Reach them first. Think about it. How did you end up with 3,427 friends, 95% of whom you don't even know personally? Yes, I'm talking to you, Temi Liu Candy Reigns. How did you raise such a large Facebook following at 19? You started with the people closest to you. When you first joined Facebook, you sent friend requests to your best friend and some close friends. Then it was your immediate family, minus mom and dad, of course. Then it was your cousins and some classmates here and there. Then later, Facebook's algorithm did what it does best. It started connecting you to other people through mutual friends and, of course, the people you may know feature, and was introducing you to other people as someone they would know. And the more friends you add, the more the number of people you may know. In the end, the 3,400 friends came from the 27 that you actually know and physically interact with regularly. So, if these are the people that you are currently able to influence, then this is your radius of influence. If you are going to expand your radius, then what you should do is you should first reach out to these people, the ones that are right at the edge of your current radius. After you have reached them, you have a new radius, and that will allow you to reach out to the people that are right at the edge of that radius, and so on and so forth. Lastly, but certainly not least, service, service, service. I can't overemphasize this. You can't expand your radius of influence if you're not adding value to other people's lives and well-being. Like I said in part 1, adding value to more people is one of the major reasons why you should seek to expand your radius of influence. Incidentally, it also happens to be a major tool for the expansion itself. The more people you serve and bless with your skills and abilities, the more people you have in your radius of influence. The truth is, people want people that add value to their lives. If you're not adding value to my life, then you're definitely leeching resources and are draining my energy. And if that's the case, then I might as well just go, bam, Thanos, just like that. It may seem like a cold view of relationships, like some kind of quid pro quo. But in the end, that's the purpose of relationships: social support. Ask yourself this question: why do you get mad at your service provider each time you have a network problem, or in my case, are getting 3G connectivity in an area you know you should have 4G? It's because the service provider has failed to live up to the principle of providing service in their radius of influence. And in that moment, all you want to do is pull out your SIM card and bam, there goes Zambia's largest mobile service network provider. Meanwhile, every time that the service provider says they have extended their coverage, what they're saying is, we're now offering a service to people in this new area. And in doing so, their radius of influence has increased. So if you are going to make this claim, then I would demand that you follow up those claims by providing a value-adding service to the people in that coverage area. That's the end of our show. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you have been cursed with knowledge. You have just finished watching an episode called Expanding Your Radius, and I hope that it has been enlightening and transformative. Anyway, please help me expand my radius by clicking that subscribe button and, of course, the notification bell. And follow me on Facebook, on Twitter. But most of all, share this video. We're about to expand our network and reaching out to the next person and the next person. So I have reached out to you. Now help me reach out to your grandma, to your best friend, to your cousin, to your brother, to your sister, to your uncle, and to everyone that you know. Thank you.